Welcome back. Now, let me introduce my special guest to you. He is Obong Idiong. Obong Idiong is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Afriprud PLC. Idiong, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are looking very fresh. I want to be like you when I go.
No, I want to be like you.
Anyway, you are welcome to this platform.
Thank you for having me.
All right. First, I want to appreciate the fact that Idiong could make it to the studio today. You know, other managing directors will actually have requested that I come to their office to interview them. But you know, I'm equally very busy. I have only 1 or 2 days in Lagos. For most part of the week, I'm out of Lagos. And for him to have been able, in fact, to get Idiong to speak with on phone sometimes, is always jamming, always on call. Of course, it might take 1 day or 2 days, you will call back.
I always do.
Definitely. All right. So, and I guess he's such a young man, very vibrant, full of energy. So in case you know anyone who is not an existing investor in Prudential, they should listen to this, they should watch right now. Please make a call to them. And if you're an existing investor in Prudential, I think this is a mini fact behind the figure. Okay? Idiong, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Now, let me start this way. Basically, the origin of Prudential, I can tell you, I know everything as UBA, the registrar department actually, and then it got to Prudential registrars, and then now Prudential PLC, which assumes that the company now incorporates so many entities aside from the core share registration business. But the first question I will put to you is that I know, because I'm an industry person, that things are not rosy with share registration business in Nigeria as we speak, as it used to be. But then, I've taken time to look at your result. In your absence, we even did an analysis here. I found out that in as much as the share registration business has not been that rosy, I don't know whether I should talk about what I know to be their major source of income, which the Securities and Exchange Commission has taken off them. But I can see that since you came on board, you have ensured that your turnover does not decline. And then you still ensure that dividend is paid. How are you coping?
Thank you very much for the question. I think, like for every business, you have to continue reinventing yourself. If you look at your environment, you need to respond to that environment. For us at Prudential, looking at, like you rightly said, in terms of what's happening with the share registration business and with the new, with all the laws from 2015, with SEC, which was rightly so to change the narrative of the market, you know, and ensure that there are more shareholders coming. We looked within our business model and we thought, yes, we're looking at a future that was changing from when we were started, and we saw that we needed to do something. And actually, because I mean, like you rightly said, the dividend now goes to the paying companies. So we reviewed our business model. How do we create, deliver, and capture value? We needed to really reinvent that. And not only have we strengthened our share registration business. If you look at from 2019, our share registration business was making 13% contribution to the revenue, overall revenue of the company. Today, as of 2021, is now doing 20%. And what we now did was to diversify, which was very, very important for us. We moved into the digital technology space, which I'll be talking a bit about if I'm opportune in this meeting. And so you see, in the digital technology space, where it never existed before, as of 2019, we had 1% revenue when we started. Contribution of revenue today is contributing 19% of the revenue, almost overtaking the registrar business. And again, it was just us continuing to reinvent the business and seeing how we can expand the scope.
Let me ask, what is this technology business?
Okay. Today, Prudential. So if you recall, Mr. Bayomi, Prudential in 2017, we dropped the name registrars. It was Prudential Registrars PLC. We dropped the name registrars because we're looking at what next, what can we do. beyond registration. Again, we're a listed company, the only listed share registration company with 260,000 shareholders. You're not going to go and meet the shareholders and say, oh, I'm a registrar, I'm not going to pay you your shares or give you value. And so we looked around and we checked that within us, we had some competence in technology because we had built our core enterprise solution, which we call Greenpo. We built it ourselves. And so we started expanding and investing more in technology. Today, we build software applications for companies. Today, we do IT outsourcing. Today, we do biometric identity management. And today, we also have products and services. We have a product in the cooperative space with over 300 and something thousand users of that product. So we have evolved quite a bit.
And from what I know, technology business is always, because again, we live in a fast-growing world. Things are always changing. From what you have just said, if I heard you well, it is like this technology business is overtaking the share registration business.
Well, I think first of all, we're strengthening the share registration. If you look at, we did about, in our core share registration business, we finished with about 710 million for 2021, which is the highest we've done in the last, since inception. And then if you look at a year before that, that was an 11% increase. The year before that, I think it was about 638 million. So the fact that we're getting this competence in technology is enabling us even see more opportunities within the share registration business. And we're going to come up with a few products this year. And you can now see that even a sector that might look, like not progressing, an injection of doing things differently, an injection of new ideas would definitely change the sector. But to your question in terms of the technology, yes, we're finishing, if you look at our results that just came out for technology, we did about I said the share registration did 709, with technology we did about 670 million. And this was 0 in 2019, 54 million so in 2019, 0 in 2018. And we believe that it's now contributing 18% of our business. Luckily for us, again, like you rightly said, investment income is going down. Investment income from 2019 was about 72% contribution of our revenue. Today, investment income is 61%. So we are in the core industries and technology. Technology is bringing a lot of changes across the sectors. Look at the Fortune 500 companies, filled with technology companies, and we believe that we're in the right space. We see lots of opportunities on a daily basis, and we're not even looking at just within our geography. We're looking at Africa. We need to start making those dollars so we can, And
on this platform, particularly Malam Kofi believes that if you really want to be different from others, you begin to look beyond Nigeria.
Correct.
And that is why we always recommend Access Bank, recommend UBA, recommend EcoBank, because there are three financial institutions that are actually looking beyond the shore of this country.
Correct.
Expanding to the African market. Let us drop every other information. Let us become practical here.
Okay.
Practical. Okay, Idiong. I'm not an existing investor in African Prudential.
You're losing out.
Woo me. So what do I need to know that will make this cameraman that is seeing you for the first time, hearing you for the first time, to go and invest in African Prudential?
So if you look at today, you see what's happening in technology. We hear unicorns. This company is now doing $1 billion, right? We give you the opportunity to come to technology from the market. If you look at the market, there are only a few companies listed that do core technology. So we give you that because as those companies, as those unicorns and those fintechs are building solutions, we are also building solutions. And that's one. Over the last 8 years, if you look at since we got listed, 9 years now, if you look at the last 8-year dividend yield, we've been, according to Nigerian Exchange Limited, we've been first in terms of dividend yields at 14.01%, Prudential. So we pay dividend, right? If you look at our stock price moved from, think about 3 naira 80 kobo in 2019, 3 naira 80 kobo. Today, our stock price is 6 naira 40 kobo, which is a 65% increase. And that will continue because remember, we've diversified. Also, you have the opportunity to invest in a diversified company, diversified portfolio. And more importantly, about me, governance, the area of governance. We don't play in terms of governance. I think we have a certification from the Nigerian Exchange Limited for the corporate governance CGRS, Corporate Governance rating system. We have that. We've won several governance awards and everything. We believe in very, very strong governance. Our very diversified board, chaired by Chief Eniola Fadayomi, also ensures that. So I think that apart from the fact that, first of all, we're listed, second, we're a technology company, we're not going out to, raise but we're just going to create value, and there's so much more. And just stay tuned, you'll be so excited, way more excited, because the way we do business and the way we see business being done, we want to do it very differently. So that's why you must have a piece and a stake of Africa Prudential. And I'll come back. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back here and tell you I told you so.
Okay. Let me ask this question again. Nigerian investors particularly, they are much more interested in cash dividend payout. Someone like me, I'm not so bothered about dividend because I just want to look at the earnings. I want to look at companies that are really expanding. I want to look into companies that are forging ahead, penetrating new frontiers, doing new things and things like that. But Nigerian existing investors, most of them are shareholders. Many of them will want to say that you've not been able to grow your dividend largely from what it has been. Idiong, now we know you are into new business entirely, while you are also growing the previous business. You are not like in my village, you might not understand, they call it Arobotun Koyale. Arobotun Koyale is when you are married to a new wife, the one that Malam Kurufi people will call Ameria, and then you now decide to forgo or forget the one that has been home before. Okay, you are managing the two, you are expanding this, you are growing this. Let me put this question to you. This new technology you are going into, one, which is a message to existing investors of Africa Prudential. When do you think significantly we are going to be seeing the impact in the growth of your bottom line and your top line?
Thank you. But just to clarify, the registrar business, we look at it as a technology business, right? So we're not abandoning the registrar business. It's a core technology business, and we believe we're going to create a lot of value. If you see the millennials that make up a large number of African population, they don't come to the stock market. They go to other, places to invest and everything. We need to bring them to the stock market. You rightly said when you started the program, there's a lot of opportunities there. And so even despite the fact that we're still investing heavily, you know what it is to get the talent and the skills, that we're still investing heavily, right? We're still able to, to pay dividend. And if you look at the yield in the market, where traditionally registrars have always gotten a lot of income from the investment income. I mean, if you look at what the volumes and the values, all that has dropped now. So you're now looking at core businesses, and we're growing. And the reason why you feel you're not seeing any impact is because of the drop of the investment income that you rightly said has ended, because the era of unclaimed dividend, SEC is really doing a lot of good job about it. So you might not feel that impact, but the impact is really there. We're looking at very core areas of revenue areas, and we're growing those core revenue areas. We do 50 kobo, it's not bad. I mean, we've consistently done. And yes, I mean, before, I think in the last 3 years, we've done about 50, 70 and 50 again. Before then it was lower. But definitely we believe, and we are very, very grateful to those that show faith in us. And for us, we think, how can we do more? How can we do more? We believe that by the time we continue to get, the outcome of these our investments in technology, I mean, I'm sure we won't be talking kobo.
When do we begin to see this precisely?
We're already seeing it. We saw it from last year. We had a business that was doing zero income, a business line that didn't exist in 2018. Today is contributing 20% of the business. We've had, it's contributing 20% of the business. We have a registrar business that is declining, but yet ours is growing. From last year to, from 2020 to 2021, we had a growth of 12%, right? And so you will continue to see that trend go around this year. There's also capital appreciation. I talked about that of the stock. So if you bought African Prudential stock 2 years ago, I mean, we're looking at 65% upside that you've gained from the market. So there's capital appreciation, there's definitely dividend that will come, but it's going to definitely be
Let
more.
me now ask, because again we need to round off.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, there are different categories of investors. There are those who are in the market for short term. There are those who are in the market for medium term. There are those who are in the market also for the long haul. Of these three classes and categories of investors, talking to those who are watching at home, those who might be listening to you on the radio, those who might be watching you on YouTube, in what category, how will you want them to treat the equity of Africa Prudential? To trade it as short term, hit and run, I make my capital appreciation, I bail out, or I hold it, waiting for dividend, and then believing in you that in the long term, we are in it together.
I think for us, medium long term, I think, to be fair, every investor always have their strategy, but I believe that if you look at, I think that if you look at over the period, you continue to see sustained growth, and you continue to see those sustained growth. I think that having long term, we've seen a lot of stock out there in the capital market where you've held short to medium to long term, and you see the different rewards that have come. Mostly you can't get it wrong when you hold long term in terms of rewards across business, especially very, very stable, properly governed, and very agile, dynamic businesses, which Africa Prudential is. So I think that medium to long term, definitely you would be glad you did. And I think for also other investors, other stocks, I think that the capital market has created a lot of wealth and continues to do so. And a lot of that is medium to long term.
I want to say a very big thank you too. Let me put this question to you. It has to do with your share registration business.
Yes.
In case those who are investors in companies where you are the registrars,
Correct.
or to whom you are the registrar, and they have issues in accessing their dividend, how do you advise that they should go about it?
Okay, two things. First of all, on our website, we have digitized that engagement. Go to the website, get your account mandated. If your accounts are mandated and you're not getting your dividend paid, the good thing now,
The registrar,
we do about
the website.
Yes, we do about 90-something% of payouts on a daily basis.
Website.
But the website is cxc at africaprudential.com. That's
africaprudential.com.
CXC at Africa Prudential, and be rest assured we have a call center that operates, all through the day, and so you can reach us on that. Also, our social media handles, Afriprud. You can also reach us on those social media handles. Yeah, and also our phone number 0700 Afriprud, and you can always reach us on all those, and we always will get in touch with you.
0700
Afriprud, yes, and
right.
CXC.
So I've been speaking with Obong Idiong, and I know in the last couple of minutes he's been able to convince you beyond reasonable doubt how that you should be an investor in Africa Prudential, not just for the short term, but for the long haul. Because from what he has said, these days and times, technology businesses really fail. All right, overnight. In fact, don't be surprised that one day along the line, Idiong will come and says that he's pulling out this technology company from Africa Prudential to become another company entirely. So, well, he has said what he needs to say. The ball is in your court. Idiong, once again, I want to say a very big thank you to you for making it. I do hope sincerely, as we continue to monitor, we'll be calling you, maybe when we see your first quarter or Q2, and we have issues, we'll always call you to explain directly to investors out there. All right, I will go on a short break. When I return, it will be Malam Garba Kurfi, Aruna Kibira, and my. You cannot afford to go anywhere. We're going to make a comparative analysis that you need. You surely need it, particularly on Access Bank and FBNH. I will be right back.
Hi, girls.
Hey. Hello, Sheila.
Come right in. We've been waiting. It's amazing in here, Martha. You've done so much for yourself.
Thank you so much, Sheila.
Did she tell you she'll be getting her doctorate degree in a couple of weeks?
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you. So, to more successes, girls.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, it's amazing what you and your brothers have achieved in the past 15 years despite mom and dad being absent. All four of you are so stable and you've achieved so much.
Thank you so much, girls. Life may have dealt us an unexpected blow early in our lives, but Dad and Mom set us on a safe path to where we are today. They secured our future with life insurance from African Alliance Insurance PLC. We are not alone. All our life moments are kept on check with AAI.
Wow.
Yeah.
This sounds so good, Amaka. Please, show us how.
Of course.
Get life insurance from African Alliance Insurance PLC. There's a plan to suit you and your family's needs.